This is the Star News Brief. I'm Susan Kiprano. President Uhuru Kenyatta's legacy projects are facing serious financing problems after a cash crunch hit the government with less than 20 months to the end of his tenure. The Stars established that the government faces a cash flow crisis that has pushed the Jubilee administration to drastically reduce funding the projects to free up cash for salaries and other expenses. A new report by Controller of Budget Margaret Nyakango on exchequer releases by the National Treasury reveals that the development projects have been hit hard as the financial crisis ravages the government. The report shows that the National Treasury has released only 140.57 billion shillings to ministries, departments and agencies for development against an annual allocation of 387.92 billion shillings as of Monday this week. This translates to about 36% of the total allocation. Get a copy of The Star by subscribing to our e-paper for only 10 shillings by dialing star 550 star 3 hash. The government has reopened all 6 schools that were closed 7 years ago in terror-prone areas of Lamu County over frequent attacks. They are Bodai, Basuba, Milimani, Mangai, Mararani and Kiangwe primary schools. More than 10 teachers were airlifted by the military and police choppers to their respective schools. Some learners were also airlifted to school. The reopening of the schools in Lamu comes as a relief to the over 500 learners from the Boni minority community who've missed school for 7 years. Last week, the 6 schools failed to reopen after teachers failed to report to their duty stations for fear that they would be attacked by Al-Shabaab militants. The major road leading to Boni Forest schools has been known to be targeted by militants who plant IEDs and attack security vehicles at will. Residents of Mukuru will pay 4,000 shillings monthly over 10 to 15 years to own houses built under the government's social housing project. The Nairobi Metropolitan Service has said plans for the construction of the 15 billion shillings Mukuru social housing project are complete. NMS Director General Mohammed Badi said that the scheme will benefit residents, hence must be made affordable to them. The Mukuru social housing project was approved by the Cabinet in September last year. The government and private investors will jointly implement it. Badi said the government will provide construction materials and structural engineers, while labour will be sourced from among the Mukuru residents. The Kimwarera Roar Dam scandal took a new twist as the Director of Public Prosecutions secured the cooperation of 2 former Principal Secretaries as witnesses against former Treasury CS Henry Rotich. Former Treasury PS Kamau Thuge, who entered into a plea bargain with the state, will now be the key prosecution witness against his former boss. Also lying to testify against the former CS is his co-accused former Wildlife PS Susan Koech, who also entered into a plea bargain with the state. Assistant DPP Alexander Muteti told Chief Magistrate Douglas Ogoti that they had dropped charges against Thuge and Koech. Muteti asked the court to withdraw the charges against the 2, saying they'll be prosecution witnesses in the case. And finally, schools are compelling parents to exclusively purchase uniforms from their dictated suppliers, typically at above market prices. That requirement is improper, says the Competition Authority of Kenya, that on Monday warned schools against the practice and told parents to complain to their website. Schools that have deals with outfitters require parents to only buy uniforms from their favored outfitters for hundreds or thousands of learners. In the latest case, the Star has learnt a school has forced parents to acquire at least 5 masks that are branded with the school logo as a requirement for their learners to go back to class. The exploitation of parents through special requirements and markups is a long-standing racket between school heads and outfitters. Get a copy of The Star by subscribing to our e-paper for only 10 shillings by dialing star 550 star 3 hash. You can also get more on the Star website.